Good morning, everyone. I have already checked that everyone can hear me okay. Today's topic is expires and for sale by owners, and we are going to be spending some time talking about how to turn them into listings. This webinar is being recorded and will be available on YouTube. And I just wanted to let you know that you will not be able to speak to me except if you chat in the lower corner on the bottom on the left side. Otherwise, any questions you may have, you may reach me at the office later. So today's topic is how to bring expired listings back to life and how to give for sale by owners a reason to list. Before we get into that topic, I'd like to just ask you a couple of questions. I want you to grab a piece of paper and think about the first three things that come to your mind with this question. What do you have to offer to a seller? Write down real quick three things. What is it that you offer? And here's another question for you. What do you do differently from the person sitting next to you or from the person that works across town? What do you do differently? Write down also why someone should list with you. If you were a seller right now, would you list with you? Good questions, huh? Well, the reason I want to ask you those questions is because we need to determine what is your value proposition. What is it that makes you different from someone else? What do you bring to the table? Because that is the reason you are going to get the listing. Or someone who has decided not to sell with you or to go on their own is going to decide to work with you. So first, how do you find out about expired listings and for sale by owners? Well, the expired listing you can find from the multiple listing service. You can do a search for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. You can go as far back as you want. But you do need to make sure that they have not already relisted with someone else or that the property has sold. So it is imperative that not only do you choose a property that you are going to go after, but also that you do your research and make sure that it is still an expired listing. Now, what about for sale by owners? For sale by owners, you may find by looking in the newspaper for active homeowners trying to sell their property, or from real estate websites that target or promote for sale by owners, or you may find some by driving by a specific area. Now, when can you contact an expired listing and for sale by owner is extremely important. And the reason is that we need to make sure they really are not listed by another real estate company. When it comes to an expired listing, you are able to contact them once the listing expires, not before. With a for sale by owner, we need to also make sure that they are not in a relationship with a real estate broker. And there are some times for sale by owners that you will find in the multiple listing service. It is very important for us to be aware of Article 16 of the Realtor Code of Ethics, which prohibits us from targeting or contacting any consumer who is in an exclusive representation or exclusive broker's relationship with another real estate company or agent. So keeping that in mind, it is very important when we are preparing a plan of action for targeting or pursuing expired and for sale by owners is that we do our research. The first thing we want to do is locate and choose the property that we want to pursue. Now, whether we find it through a multiple listing service expired list or we find a for sale by owner in the newspaper, we need to make sure that we are looking at verifying that the property indeed is available, that it is not in a relationship with someone else. You also don't necessarily want to blanket all of the expired listings or all of the for sale by owners in a specific area. You want to decide if your targeting is going to be based on geographic location or price or age of the property. The more specialized your focus, the more successful you will be. You want to verify that it is, again, not listed with another real estate company. You also want to make sure that you understand the market surrounding that property. You want to know what is the competition. If you have seen the properties surrounding that property, you will be in a stronger position when you go speak with the owner about the market because you already know what is competing with their property. You want to establish what you will be prepared to offer in your listing presentation. You need to, when choosing the property, make sure you know what you can expect to get in that area. You want to make sure that when you make your initial contact, you are prepared. What if the homeowner is prepared for you to come over right there and then? Have you done your research ahead of time so that you will be able to say, yes, I'll be right over. I'll be there in half an hour. Or do you need to then start preparing yourself? Okay? So when you make the initial contact, you need to be prepared for a presentation as soon as possible. Or try to set up an appointment if the homeowner will allow you to set up an appointment for a day after. One of the major important things of having a plan of action is that you need to have value. What is it of value that you can offer? That's why I asked you, what is your value proposition? What is it that you offer? That is part of offering value. Is your value in the fact that you know the market better than everyone else? Is your value in that you have seen every property that has been listed in that neighborhood in the past year? Is it that you know the statistics and everything that has been going on, the listings that have expired, the listings that have sold, and those that are under contract? What is your value? Okay? And then it's very important that you need to be prepared to follow up. Most agents give up in the first or second contact with that expired or for sale by owner. Follow-up is an intricate part of having success in the business of real estate, but also in working with expired listings and for sale by owners. When you are being prepared for a presentation, you need to make sure that the whole conversation, the entire conversation, is about them. It is about the consumer. It is about that individual and what is important to them. When you're speaking with them from the initial consultation or conversation on the phone all the way through, you need to let them know that your first priority is what is important to them. Kate Levin is a coach for companies and salespeople. And she says that the most important thing is to make the entire presentation about the seller. and the whole message is tailored to what is important to them and to what they value. That conversation has to be from the beginning all the way to the end. So let's talk about the reasons why listings expire. They are because of price, condition, location, showing availability, unfavorable or unrealistic terms from the homeowner, or because of marketing. Now you need to know who is in control of what. The homeowner is in control of the price, condition, location, availability for showing, and the term. You are the one that is in charge of the marketing. So what is it that makes your marketing stand out? What is it that you offer? Okay, so I am going to talk first about the expired. With the expired, and in an effort to ask them what is important to them, you want to keep some questions in mind and be able to ask them. First of all, when you speak to an expired, you need to find out if they are still interested in selling. Their plans may have changed. And if they did, then you want to find out maybe what would be a better market or target date for them. If somebody was planning to move to another location because of a job relocation and the job relocation did not happen, then obviously they're not going to be prepared to sell their house. Okay? But if they are still interested in selling, okay, you want to start finding out what was it that happened? What went wrong? Why didn't it sell? And find out from them. Don't tell them why it didn't sell. We already determined the reasons why properties don't sell. Let them tell you what is their impression. What do they think went wrong in the sale of their house? Do they realize that the price was wrong? Do they realize that they didn't listen to the other agent and didn't clean up the house or did not make the property available at a reasonable time to show? Do they realize that the marketing was not correct? Let them tell you. Now, you want to find out and let them know that you care about this. How has this affected your plans? Because this is going to give you a clue as to how you can fix the problem. See, if they don't have a problem, they don't need you. Your job is to make sure that if there is a problem, you are the solution. You are coming here to help them go through the problem and get them to the other side. So how, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, has this affected your plan? What do you wish had been done to sell your house? With that, they would give you a clue as to what they expect from the next real estate agent or the next experience in selling their property. What type of feedback did you receive from agents and from buyers that came to look at the property? And you also want to find out, did they have any offers? How many offers did they have? And for how much? This will give you an idea as to their motivation. Are they really prepared to sell, not only financially but emotionally? So we need to find out with questions, respectful questions, and trying to establish, again, that relationship, because they're not going to care how much you know or what you do unless they know that you care about them and their situation and that you are here to offer a solution to their problem. So now let's talk a little bit about for sale by owners. When you speak to a for sale by owner, they have already made a decision that they want to sell. But how much time are they giving themselves to sell the property before they would consider listing with an agent? Okay, What happens to your plans if your house doesn't sell, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? This, again, leads you to motivation. You want to find out how they're promoting or marketing the property. Because, again, if you offer value to them at the time when they decide that they want to list or sell the property with a real estate agent, you have a better chance of them thinking of you because you offered something that you didn't have to, but you still did. You tried to help them. So how are you promoting or marketing the property? Is there anything I can do for you to help you sell your property? Here's another very important question. What precautions are you taking when meeting prospects? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, are your children going to be allowed to open the door on their own when you're not home to strangers? Okay? Are you requiring that they make an appointment ahead of time? How are you pre-qualifying those prospects? Because we all know a lot of people like to look at a lot of houses, but not everyone who goes out or calls out on a property is well qualified financially to look at the property. So you don't necessarily want to scare them, but you do want to make them aware of the dangers of speaking to people or allowing people into their home that they don't know if they are really buyers or if they're even qualified to purchase their home. If you have an idea or give them an idea of all of the steps necessary to sell a house, they will realize that this is a full-time job they may not have time for. We spend our days and our nights and our weekends selling houses. And it is difficult. It's a difficult business. But they may not realize that. Okay? So it is your knowledge and experience that will help them understand that they would be better off finding someone to help them, especially if you from the beginning have been letting them know that you care about their situation. And for that and for your experience and the marketing plan you will bring, it will be worth it for them to pay you. See, the majority of consumers who decide to sell their property on their own are thinking of it because they want to save money. They think they're saving money. But in reality, are they really? Okay? There will be definitely a conversation about money. See, the expired listing already had expressed their desire to sell their property, and they had already included compensation in the form of a commission with the previous agent. So that one is not going to be too much of a conflict when it comes to you discussing the commission. But with a for sale by owner, you will realize that a good number of them have decided that paying the commission is a cost they don't want to go through. They think they will be saving that money in that commission if they sell it on their own. It is our job to explain to them that that is not necessarily true. Okay? Properties sold by real estate agents sell for higher than most for sale by owners. So our job and our skill is to explain to them and have them understand the value that we bring to the table, the savings in time, energy, marketing that they will not have to worry about, plus the fact that we will pre-qualify buyers before they come over to the property. Now, when we are contacting for sale by owners and expireds, we need to be prepared for frustration and anger. Those people whose plans changed or who were frustrated because they did not get the services they expected from their previous agent, they're going to take it out on us when we call. So we need to be prepared for that. We cannot take it personally. And we need to also understand that some for sale by owners may be expired. who decided to try to sell on their own. We also need to have in our bag of tricks or tools objection handling techniques, because some of them may have misconceptions about the real estate market, the current value of their property, and they may have misconceptions as to what it takes to sell a property. In all cases, we need to be courteous, professional, and extremely patient. We need to put ourselves in their shoes. If it was us who was going through what they're going through, we would also be frustrated. So we need to put ourselves in their shoes and let them know, I understand. I can relate to what you are doing, what you are feeling, and what is going through your mind. But you also need to be persistent, offer service and value, and don't give up. Now, when it comes to what you offer, some of the tools that we have are our marketing tools. And this is where having a presentation or a pre-listing packet or an organized way of showing how we do things, what we have to offer, having some marketing samples, the traditional flyers that are printed in color, very professional, describing the property. These also may be some that we can say we can send these to other real estate agents or to target areas of buyers by email. We also may talk about the traditional open houses or the just listed, just sold postcards, or our for sale sign, which is going to attract probably more buyers or a better quality of buyers than a for sale by owner sign or having no sign at all. Some of the other tools that we have available are online newspapers or the traditional newspaper advertising that we offer, or any of the other tools like our the mobile numbers. These are all some of the tools that we can offer, and they're important. We need to be prepared to show them the work and the effort that we will be using in selling their property. Now, it's very important for us to realize that for sale by owners and expireds or any other type of prospecting, it takes time. And you need to take your time to create your plan, to have enough marketing materials to show what you do, but also to stick with it, to not give up too soon. Most real estate agents give up on the first or second try when someone says, no, I'm not interested right now, or my plans have changed. This is not a good time for me. And they simply give up and forget that most of the time this is not the right time. But given the time and the energy, they would list with us. This type of prospecting requires consistency. You want to stay in touch with them on a regular basis. You need to show that you're there. See, if you don't show up, they'll totally forget about you. So it requires consistent follow-up. It requires professionalism. A lot of times, especially with for sale by owners, they have experienced the real estate market or other agents that are not professional. And sometimes the expireds have also felt that real estate is a business where people don't have the professionalism that is expected. So you need to show that you're better, that you're different. You also need to provide area knowledge and know the statistics of the market, of the area, the true state of the market. What is happening in your area? If you are in one part of the state, it may be the market may be totally different from a different part of the state. You need to be a market expert of the specific area where you are doing your business. You also want to find an emotional connection with that consumer. You want to show them that you're a real person, because people like to work with people that they relate to. You also have to have salesmanship. You need to have the dialogues that come to you naturally, that you can speak about things with ease. You also need to have emotional fortitude, because this business, and especially working with for sale by owners and expired, is you're starting from an antagonistic conversation in most cases from the beginning. So you need to let them know that you are human, that you are a person, that you care about them. And when they are, sometimes they're rude, you can't take that personally. You also have to realize that listing an unrealistic property, or a property where the seller is not realistic about the value of the property or the time frame, is a great burden. It will cost time, and it will cost marketing dollars. You need to make a business decision to either pursue it or give up. But when you give up, don't think of that as failure. It's simply being realistic about what it takes to market the property and the value of your time and your effort. When you take a listing from a for sale by owner or from an expired, your goal is to have it sold. And if the seller is not realistic about their expectations of the process, the time, and the energy that it costs, and the value of your time, because this also translates into the commission that will be charged for your fee, then it's better to let them go and continue staying in contact with them. If it's a for sale by owner, you can continue to offer services to help them market and sell their property. And in the future, when either time changes or the time is right for them, then they will be more prepared to list with you at a realistic time and price. If it is unexpired and things have changed, you can still stay in contact with them and find out when the right time will come. They may even have other people that they know that might be ready to buy or sell sooner than they are. And then you can continue building those relationships. So I just wanted to let you know that if you have any questions, you can reach me at the office, and I wish you the best. In the next class that Donna will be providing, she will give you tips as to how to actually find and where to go to find those for sale by owners and expired. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you the best. Have a great day.